Holy cannoli, you guys. Are you ready? Hi. I'm so excited. I am so excited to welcome you to the PLP Method Masterclass. I just literally had to do like a shakeout because I'm that excited. So welcome to the PLP Method Masterclass. We're going to get started right away. That way we don't waste any time. I have so much goodness to share with you today. So much so that I knew that I could not be sitting. I had to be standing. And hey, oh my God, I can see you guys. Okay, the thing that I hate about this is that I can't see your names. You guys all have numbers, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't know if there's any way to change that. We're just going to rock with it. We're going to roll with it. So, all right, let's rock and roll. Technically, this is months in the making. If you look at the time that it took for me to actually make this, which also, by the way, let me know that you can see me and hear me okay. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know, like, my face is clear. I tried to make myself as small as possible. You can see me, yay. Okay, and you can hear me okay? Thumbs up, awesome. Yes, okay. Technically, I can certainly hear you. Okay, good. That's because I'm really excited and probably very loud. All right. This is months in the making, but technically, it's years in the making. And whew, I'm somewhat brought to tears at the thought of everything that I've been through, every trial I've gone through, every mountain I've climbed, every crevice I've traversed, every valley I've sunken deep into over the past 8 years to be able to now turn around and teach you how to successfully build the life that you want, because I know that it's possible. This is where you get to learn, finally, how to confidently choose and validate a profitable online business so that you can start earning without wasting time on ideas that don't work. If you can't see or hear anything, you might need to back out or come back in. I know our video and our audio is working, so does this sound good to everyone? Like, finally building an online business that you know will be profitable without wasting your time. Do me a favor. If you are here because you found me on Instagram, raise your hand in the comments. Let me know. And if it wasn't Instagram, let me know where else it was. Okay, we have a lot of Instagrams. We have a lot of IGs. TikTok, yay! Oh, DSGC, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. Yay, Wake Up Legendary. Oh, you guys, I love this. Awesome. I'm so glad that you're here. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for hearing me. And thank you for trusting me and taking your time with me to be here. I don't take it lightly that you have put this into your schedule and you have shown up. I'm Gwen. Technically, my name is Gwen Stacio. Most people call me Gwen. I'm a mama. I am a fire wife, and I am a time freedom obsessed business coach. I am literally obsessed with the business journey, start to finish. I love hearing how people started, where their ideas came from, and how they then turned it into a profit. And in this masterclass, I'm going to show you how you can take your idea and turn it into a profitable business. So by the end of our time together, you'll learn how to know that your idea is profitable and what you need to do to free yourself from the constraints of society's typical ways to make money. And best part, to start making money while you're on vacation, while you're slow sipping up coffee, or even while you're sleeping. Okay. Everyone's been asking me, Gwen, what does PLP stand for? Great question. But before we dive in, I just want to be sure that you guys do stick around till the very end for an extra set of bonuses, okay? So PLP has 3 steps. The first step, we're going to pop off with a profitable idea. And this is where we get to learn what sells and what doesn't. Then we get to lock it in with raving fans ready to buy. This is where your DMs are full of people saying things like, I feel like you're talking right to me, because you are. And then last but not least, we get to profit. This is everyone's favorite P. Okay, this is where we validate the idea before we even build it out, before we put it out into the universe, but we can start making moolah. Plus, we can set it up on autopilot so that 80% of your business can run without you. Dreamy, right? I want you to know that you are in the right place. Okay, here's how I know. You are done with having someone else manage your time and income. You're passionate about something. You have the spirit of the entrepreneur and you're willing to do what it takes to get there. You're ready to create a business that allows you to make passive income, but maybe you're not sure your idea is good enough or how to even start the process. And most importantly, you don't want to waste your time building something that won't work. Did I nail it? Hopefully something in there clicks with you, right? So, oh my God, yes, nailed it. Okay. All right, cool. I know my people are here. Thank goodness. Here's why I'm what I believe to be the perfect person to be teaching you this method. Like I said a few slides back, I'm a wife to a firefighter, and I'm a mom to 2 gymnasts. I'm also a 3-5 generator in human design speak, which also means I am the workhorse of the world, kind of like the Energizer Bunny. And I am actually designed to go first, to figure out what works and what doesn't, and then turn around and teach you what does work while also helping you avoid the mistakes that I made so that you can move faster. I'm also an Aries, which means I'm really, really stubborn. Okay. And I went to school to become a doctor of audiology for 8 years. Audiology is the science of hearing. So I tested hearing for kids to adults. I fit them with hearing aids and listening devices. And I got into the field to help people. I love that I see an SLP in here. It's freaking amazing. I got in the field to help people. But what I slowly realized was insurance companies were preventing me from doing that. And I lost all my passion for the job. And as you can see, I kind of don't like being told what I can and can't do. Okay, I don't know if there's anyone else in here like that. So a weird thing happens when you're bitten by the entrepreneurship bug, right? You either decide it's not for you or you run full speed at it. I spent the last 8 years figuring out how to grow a digital business. So needless to say, I'm the latter. And if you're here, you probably are too. That's my guess. So this picture right here is a picture of me in front of my office door for the very last time in 2018 when I gave my official notice, which feels like yesterday. In 2015, a week before I was due back at work from maternity leave for my first kiddo, my boss called me and he told me, hey, I'm reducing your salary by $15,000. And then he said, I'll see you in a week. And that was the first time that I realized I wasn't in charge of my time and I wasn't in charge of my finances. And it didn't matter what I had gone through. I felt somewhat bamboozled because I had spent 8 years in school to get a degree. And I realized in that moment that it didn't really matter. My job, my salary, my livelihood could be taken away in an instant. So in that moment, I made a deal with myself. I said, okay, Gwen, if you can figure out how to match your income that you're making in the office using your spare time, then you can quit your job. Okay. 3 years later, I left my job. And it would be really awesome, like really awesome if I could tell you that I rode away into the sunset on a golden pony and I cashed it all in. but that's not what happened. And what actually happened was my network marketing business that I had built over those 3 years tanked shortly after I left. And what I realized was that I had built a business that relied solely on other people. So I spent the next 5 years trying to figure out how to build an online business that solely relied on me. I knew I would show up. I knew I would do the work. I knew that I could do it. In fact, I tried many online businesses. I wasn't really sure at all what I was doing, but I knew that I was worthy of more. And I have shiny object syndrome when I'm frustrated with the way that my life is going. Anyone else? Anyone else a perpetual shiny object syndrome person? Yeah. Okay. Like, you get it. Okay. So for years, I thought I had to do it like everyone else. I had to build it like everyone else. And I had to promote or sell or offer what everyone else was promoting because that's what they had success with. So that meant that I would therefore have success. And as I found out over those 8 years, that does not guarantee success. So it wasn't until I learned how to actually vet a business idea, do proper market research, and have a marketing plan that made sense for an ideal demographic, that my business went from 0 to 250,000 followers in a year. And I made my first 100K in 4 months. And then with that knowledge, I went on to create a multiple 6-figure business in 16 months, help over 3,000 students start their own business, and set up and run a successful mentorship group for content creation with over 2,000 happy students. So I want you to do this with me for a minute because that was a lot. I want you to imagine what it would feel like to wake up to sales, and also wake up to start, wake up to sales, have DMs full of people wanting to work with you, travel more, have more time to spend with your family, and have a safe and secure future. If you can for a moment, can you summon up the feeling that gives you? Does anyone feel a feeling? It would be mind-blowing. I promise to answer your questions at the end. So if you have any, please, 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 I will answer them at the end, I promise. Less stress. I think I would cry. Yeah. Less stress is huge. I manifest this daily. Heck yeah. Believe in yourself. Yeah. Relieved. That is like a weight off of your shoulders, right? Someone else said relief too. Yep. Can you see it perfectly in your mind? You probably can. A feeling of peace and freedom. You can taste it. Yes. Yes. Gosh, I feel that. Because having a no-brainer, profitable idea and putting it into action means that you no longer have to ask for time off. You no longer have to choose between work or your kids. You no longer have to say no to things that you want to say yes to. And you don't have to work towards building someone else's dream. Statistics often cite that 90% of online businesses fail, particularly within the first 120 days of launch. So let's learn the PLP blueprint that will prevent this, shall we? Does that sound good? You don't want to go back to the 9 to 5. Heck yeah. Life liberation. Yep. All right, let's do this. So oftentimes, here's what happens, okay? Raise your hand in the comments if you've ever had a business idea. And for a brief moment, you imagine what it would be like, what it would feel like, what would happen if that business idea took off and actually freaking worked. Raise your hand if that's ever happened to you. Yeah. Tired of working to make other people money? Heck yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was my guess. My guess was that most people here have had some sort of business idea. And it gets you excited and it gets you passionate and you almost want to like run towards it in the moment, right? But here's what happens. Oftentimes we choose a topic that we want to help people with instead of the thing people are actually looking for help with. Did you catch that? Let me say it again, because it's a small difference, but it makes a world of difference. We often choose a topic that we want to help people with instead of the thing that people are actually looking for help with. But of course, we have to start with something that we love and we're good at or can help people understand first, right? And honestly, in my first few years of entrepreneurship, I tried many things. But in 2018, I was finally going to go launch my own coaching business. I'd hired my first coach. I built the website. I did everything she said to do, and I launched that baby. Guess what happened? Is there a cricket emoji? Do we have crickets? I heard crickets. Okay. I didn't once during that process know or was taught to research what my ideal audience was actually needing. And instead, I based my entire business on what I wanted to help people do, and it fell flat. No surprise. Fast forward, though, to 2023, when I finally figured out how to know my business would be profitable before I even launched it. And here's what I need you to know. You already have the topic and the knowledge inside of you. But before diving into your business, you just need to ensure that your idea has the potential to thrive, right? So this step, POP, focuses on market research to make sure that the foundation is solid. We don't build businesses on quicksand, we build them on concrete. Okay. So first, let's identify your skills, your passions, and your marketable knowledge by asking ourselves some questions. You're going to see them here. I'm curious if anyone has ever told you, oh my gosh, you're so good at that. Okay. Or is there something that you learned in your own way? Like maybe you've tried to learn something before by the way someone else taught it, or you've explored something and you learned it in your own way, right? Or in those two things, are people already looking for or already buying in this niche, and who are they? Right? Was there ever a time that you were blown away that someone didn't know how to do something that actually comes really easily to you? You might not be able to think of those things in this moment, but I want you to think about them long term, because from there we can explore niches that align with your expertise and values. I see your question, but what if I'm good at something that I'm not passionate about? I will tell you that entrepreneurship is not an easy button. The reason why most people quit is because it requires something different than what we were taught in school. And you're going to see how that question plays into this, okay? You're going to see how your question plays into this. So here's why it's not enough to do what you love, okay? And I'm going to prove it to you. And what I want to know is, would it be okay if I gave away some of my market research secrets? Would that be okay? Yes? Please? Okay. Yes, please. Okay, you got it. Because here's why. Because this is where I think people think that successful people get lucky, but they don't, because they know exactly what they're doing. Okay. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to identify what's called market trends. Is your market growing, stable, or declining? Now, you're all wondering why there's a hot dog on here. I want you to think about hot dogs. It is a weird request, I know. But if you think about hot dogs, do you think the market is trending up, trending down, or neutral? Give me a 1 if you think they're trending up. Give me a 2 if you think they're neutral. Give me a 3 if you think they're declining. Mm. Okay, we have one, a lot of twos. 3. Okay, twos, another 2, 3. All right. I'm seeing a trend. This will be important on the next slide, I promise. And it's also why I teach a 3-step process instead of the typical 1-step process like most other coaches teach when it comes to market. Okay, so now hold that hot dog thought in your mind. I promise this is going to stick with you forever because we use this example, okay? Now, we have to check for profitability. This means that we have to look for indicators of success in your market. Okay, and that means that we look for products or services that are already selling well and with really clear demand. What does that mean? Well, here's another cheat code for you. Here's how we get to do that. 1, affiliate marketplaces. Who knows what an affiliate marketplace is? Yeah? Cool. Lots of yeses. Okay. If there's any no's, I haven't seen one yet. If you don't know, because you didn't answer, what an affiliate marketplace is simply a place where you can go to see what people are promoting that is successful. Okay, so you can see what people are promoting, successfully promoting and selling. Okay, so that's an affiliate marketplace. That is a cheat code. If you go there and you can see, wow, there's thousands of people selling this product and the conversion rate is really high, you know that's a good product. That means there's people looking for that. That means there's people buying in that niche. Okay, so now we start thinking, wow, that niche is good. Cool. YouTube. YouTube is a search engine. People come to YouTube to search for solutions to their problems. So if you go to YouTube and you search for something that your ideal audience would be looking for to help them solve their problem, what videos pop up? Right? Are there a lot? Are there some with a lot of views? Do they have good views? What are the titles of these videos? What are the comments of these videos? Okay. YouTube is like this. You could go down a deep, dark rabbit hole, but it's a great deep, dark rabbit hole because it will teach you so much about what people are already searching for. Okay. That way you're not like a mole in the dark. Okay. The other thing we have is social media. For example, TikTok creator search insights. Okay, well, TikTok is still here. I don't really think it's going to go anywhere, but if it does, we have other social media platforms to use in a very similar fashion. But for example, on TikTok Creator Search Insights, you can see what people are searching for, or you can search a term like sleep, right? And you can see what popular topics come up. It'll be like sleep in my 60s, how to get the best sleep. Like you could see what people are searching for, and you can see what topics are trending and popular. If you click on more info inside of Creator Search Insights, you can also see demographic info. Who's searching for that? How old are they? Men or women? Where do they live? Right? And other people's content. What are people asking in the comments? If you go to Instagram and you go into the search bar and you type search, you're going to see some videos that populate. You can look and see how many views they have, how well that video did. Are there a lot of comments? And then you can go into the comments and see what people are asking. That is gold right there. Okay, so none of this is cheating. It's actually called market research. And you are figuring out what's going on in your market, right? In the area that you're looking at, the area you're interested in. What's trending? What's popular? What's your demographic talking about, complaining about, or looking for solutions to? Okay. Now that we've solidified what will be profitable and what won't, then we need to look at what makes your idea unique or different. This is to ensure that it pops, okay, by addressing a gap or an unmet need in the market. Now, this is still step 1. We are still popping off. Are you still with me? Are you still with me on step 1? Yes? 100%. Okay, Great, because we still need to talk about your demographic. Okay, but this is one of the biggest reasons why people start something and they give up. Okay, and this maybe this is you. Maybe you're going to see yourself in this example. It doesn't have to be one of its kind. You don't need to invent something. It doesn't have to be the only one in the marketplace. Okay, for example, there are many courses on affiliate marketing. There are many network marketing companies. But what makes it different, right? What makes it stand out from the crowd with perceived value? I'm going to give you another cheat code. Are you ready? If you have multiple courses in the marketplace that are all teaching the same thing, what will you compete on? Multiple courses in the marketplace, all teaching the same thing. What will you compete on? Someone says trust, price, price. And you don't want to compete on price. Why? Why don't you want to compete on price? It's not magnetism. It's not connection. It's not value. It's a race to the bottom. You'll lose. Because here, ready? I'll give you an example. Look at someone like Amazon. Okay. Let's say you sell a hot dog squeaky toy for dogs. Appropriate, yeah. You order 100 hot dog squeaky toys at $2 each, and then you sell them for $10 each. Cool. Amazon orders 10,000, and because they order 10,000, they get them for 50 cents each, and then they sell them for $8 each. A whole $2 difference, and probably cheaper shipping. Who will the majority of people order from? Same product, right? Yeah, they're going to order from Amazon. They're going to order from the cheaper company. And this is most people in the world. This is most people in the world, okay? So you have to think about what makes your offer, affiliate, product, or service different. Are you with me so far? Because I promise we're coming full circle back to the hot dogs. Okay, full circle. It's coming back. It's coming back around. Step 2 is where we get to lock it in. Okay, so we did pop. Now we're in lock. This is where once you've confirmed that the market is profitable, now it's time to lock in the details. And this is where we pull in our demographic. Okay, so for 8 years, I spoke to everyone instead of nailing down a specific audience. And both my social media and my business profit showed it. I never grew more than 4,000 followers in 7 years. And financially, my business was just scraping by, barely surviving, to be honest. But once I dialed in my demographic and I understood their problems, their desires, and the reasons why they weren't reaching their desires, I then knew how to solve their problems. And guess what? People will pay you to solve their problems because they don't know how to solve their problem. People will pay you to solve their problem because they haven't figured out how to do it themselves. Okay? And they're frustrated. So the demographic or the audience is the secret weapon. Okay? Can I give you another marketing secret? Does that sound okay? Yes? Okay. Back to the hot dog stand. You ready? If you have a hot dog stand and there's another hot dog stand down the street, how can you stand out from the other hot dog stand? Put it in the comments. What do you think? How can one hot dog stand out from another hot dog stand? Connection, starving crowd, bundle, offer something the others are not, a great product, better condiments or location, presentation, location, branding, location, value, build trust, same hot dog, same quality. connection. So far we have location, taste, toppings, the look, the branding, maybe the hours, the cleanliness. One of you have said it. What if they're both in the same town? They have the same taste, same price, same toppings, same look, same brand, same friendly staff, same amount of trust. The one other thing that could make or break a hot dog stand success. If one hot dog stand was located on the corner of a college bar and another hot dog stand was 20 minutes away in a parking lot, you have a bar let out at 2 a.m. with a bunch of drunk college students. Do you think you're going to sell out your hot dog stand? What about the other guy 20 minutes away in a random parking lot? Will he get a lot of visitors? Probably not. The only difference is your starving audience. I saw it. Hungry audience, starving audience. That's the only difference. So secret number, 3 now. You can have a neutral market like hot dogs, but a starving audience and still win. Okay. So you don't always need to have a growing market. That is super important. Declining market, not so great. Pretty hard to bring that back up. Okay. We want to kind of be sure we stay away from that. But you can have a neutral market and still win. So think about this. How many of you would love to start a business and have people messaging you saying, oh my gosh, it feels like you're speaking right to me? Give me a 1 if you would love for that to happen daily. I would imagine everyone would, right? That's like the golden pony, right? We all want to hear that. Like, oh, that means I'm nailing it. That means I'm nailing my message and it landed exactly where it's supposed to land. How do we do that? We take them on a trust journey. We get inside their heads. So this means that we know what they say, what they complain about, what their problems are, maybe even problems that they aren't aware that they have yet. We know what their desires are, and we speak exactly to those things in our content. And content includes social media, emails, videos, okay? Everywhere we show up and create touch points, because every touch point is another place to create trust, right? Once I learned how to do this, I received messages like these. People saying that they're changing their life because of me. People saying that my emails are the perfect mix of personal story and things to think about, which meant people were opening my emails and reading them, which is like, people saying that all my posts are helpful for people who want to get started and they love them, and that they enjoy my content. And I added that twice. Must have been important, right? People will buy what they cannot do, but you can. Step 3 is putting this all on autopilot. So the final step ensures that your idea is not only viable, but profitable before you build out the business. Okay. So for years, and I told you, 8 years, you guys, I created courses, programs, coaching programs, and I burnt myself out promoting, emailing, hosting live calls, and being attached to this silly thing, this thing right here, and my computer, right? And guess what happened? Adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue. I'll come back to the hot dog stand at the end. So what people don't realize is that it doesn't take very long to get burned out. Oftentimes it happens before you see success, and then people give up. So we are claiming here no more of that, okay? Because once I learned how to test the idea and prove that people will pay for it before building it is when I finally created profit in my business. So here's how we ensure profit, right? Number 1, we can pre-sell your offer. So we test the market. We create a wait list. We host a webinar. We pitch your idea to your ideal audience to gauge interest. And the kicker here, and I think this is what most people don't realize, is that you do not have to have your offer, service, product, whatever complete before you do this. In fact, you shouldn't have it complete before you do this. We also calculate the numbers. We have to look at what price point makes sense. Will it cover costs and still allow for profit? We research similar offerings that are out there, and we use their pricing as a benchmark. But we also want to make it stand out with bonuses that just can't compete on price. Things that people have as objections, you can include as bonuses in your offer. And that creates a no-brainer for them. We can also gather feedback. Reach out to potential customers, right? Refine your offer based on their responses to ensure it meets their needs. This is market research. You can have beta testers, survey takers, make people part of the process. People love to be taken on the journey, and they love to feel like they are a part of it. Ask them to get on a call with you and give them something in return. Here's where conversations become conversions. And this is what happens when you do that. An affiliate offer goes from 0 to multiple 6 figures in less than 2 years. A mentorship group goes from 0 to 6 figures in less than a year. Digital product sales go from 0 to multiple thousands, all by identifying the starving audience and solving their problems with easy, best, next step offers. And from here, we get to put things on autopilot. Okay, so you can slow sip your coffee on the back deck while the pings of your sales come flooding in. Okay. So I wonder if you would take a journey with me for a second. Even close your eyes. Let's imagine yourself 1 year from now, 1 year from this very day. You've taken your concept and you've created a profitable online business. It's set up to sell passively. How much is your business generating each month? What do you see? What do you feel? The first number that comes to mind, drop it in the comments. 10,000 a month. 8K. 12K, 15K, 5,000. I love it. The first number is the number. It's your gut instinct. It's what came to mind. 10K, 50,000. 50,000. I love it. What else you got? Any other numbers? Anybody else? This is powerful. 10K a month. Yeah. 10K. 25K. I want to know if you're ready for me to show you how to make money in your sleep. Okay, 7K. Yes. I want to know if you're ready for me to show you how to be sure your idea is profitable and how to nail a captive audience. Because I know that you're here. Tell me if I'm wrong. You're here because you know you're worthy of more. You desire to do more, but you just don't know exactly where to start or what idea to start with or how to be sure you don't waste your time, right? So the thing is, you have 2 options. Option number 1, and these are pretty easy, by the way. You can keep going, business as usual. Put this off for another 6 months, a year, right? Put your dreams on hold, think you don't know enough, unable to do all the things that you desire to do in life. Option number 1. Option number 2, you can finally say yes to that financial freedom, that time freedom, and that impact that you can make with a proven roadmap to get you here, myself there to coach you, and where you get to finally go all in on you and your dreams. Told you they were easy, right? This is where you get to create your own money-making online business And I would love to join you to invite me inside of Pop Lock and Profit, the course. So this is my 8-week program where you will confidently know how to choose and validate an idea, map a path to sustainable income, and launch a time smart business that fits your lifestyle and grows your bank account. Okay. These steps inside of Pop Lock and Profit have people saying things like, I feel so much more clear about my direction. I actually feel like I'm learning skills that will bless my family. Or pure golden content that nobody is teaching. And why is this so much more helpful than every other resource I've ever purchased? Or, well, it's been a wonderful 8 weeks, learned a ton. Gwen is perfect. I am not, by the way. And the community is amazing. What else can I ask for? So happy that I joined. My heart. My heart. There's some longer ones in there too that you guys can read. This is my goal. Okay, and here's what I want to know. Has anyone ever rented a movie at Blockbuster? Sarah, I see your questions flying in. I promise at the end we will open it up for questions and we will definitely dive in. No, that means someone who has not rented a movie at Blockbuster must be pretty young. And that means I'm pretty proud of you for being here. Most of us, I think, in my age range and older, have rented a movie from Blockbuster. 42 years young, you say, 42 years young, okay? When you rent a movie from Blockbuster, in case you're not familiar, you go to the store, you browse all the movies. There's no internet ratings. You just blindly go in, you pay for the movie, you take it home, you sit down, and it blows. Anyone? I'm probably dating myself here. That's okay. But you can also probably say the same thing with Netflix, right? Or any other movie that you pay for these days. It's frustrating to feel like you put the time in to find a movie and then you turn it on and the value was shite. Or maybe you've purchased a course or a training before and you felt like your money was worth what you got, but nothing more. Like it was just okay, but not rave worthy. You wouldn't like call up your best friend and be like, this course is amazing, you have to take it, right? My goal is the one on the far right, and it's to far exceed your expectations, for you to invest and for me to blow your mind with impact, honestly. I want you looking like the guy on the bottom. Okay, that's my goal. Like, oh my God, right? That's my goal. So how does this even work? So step number 1, you get to invest in becoming a club member, and then you celebrate with a happy dance. We do this. And then you realize that you are about to take the next most important step in your financial and time freedom journey. Second step, more celebrating, more dancing, okay? And then you get to set aside an hour a week to complete your lessons. My suggestion for best results, you get a calendar, you mark off your Pop Lock and Profit Club times for each week. That way you ensure that you have the time to build out your business each week. Okay, you put it on the calendar, it happens, right? Last but not least, you use the community for added accountability. Don't do this alone. How many have already tried and done it alone before? Okay. You have an entire community of aspiring entrepreneurs taking action right alongside you. These are a group of freedom-seeking badasses ready for passive revenue just like you are. Okay. Now, these next couple of slides, and I promise we'll get to your questions. These next couple of slides are for the, this is great, Gwen, but I need to see exactly what's inside group. I got you. Okay. I'm going to walk you through what the modules look like so you can have an idea. The first module is probably the most important module inside of Pop Lock and Profit, and this is Rewire for Riches. Here's where you get to understand what's kept you stuck, and not just in your business, but in how you see yourself. And you'll begin to let go of the pressure to have it all and have it all figured out. And instead, you'll reconnect with your power and your voice. This is the part where you build resilience, because You will want to keep going when the doubt creeps in, and it will. And you build the confidence to trust that success isn't something that you have to chase, more something that you can allow. When you finish that module, you're going to walk away feeling grounded, clear, and capable of bringing your vision to life. Module 2 is called the Market Matchmaker. This is where you get to stop second guessing yourself. Hallelujah. Okay. This is where you finally land on a niche that feels right, one that lights you up, and one that has profit potential. So you'll have clarity, you'll have confidence, and that will come from market research-backed decisions. This is where you know that you are building a business that aligns with both your passion and the market. Validation station. This is where you get to know for sure that your idea has potential to make money before you pour your time and your energy into building it. Arguably, second most important is this, okay? Because you're building it knowing that it's going to be profitable before you put the time in. You'll feel clear, confident, and excited knowing that you're creating something that people actually want and are willing to pay for. Key points. The winning offer is where you make your offer. And this is the offer that makes the most sense in your niche, for your audience, and with your goals. So no more trying to fit into someone else's blueprint. You'll feel something that feels aligned and also makes sense for your life and your business. So you're not just building an offer, you're building excitement and trust before you even launch, which goes back to a question that we had earlier about something you have a lot of knowledge on, but not a lot of excitement behind, right? Fan frenzy formula. This is where those DMs come flooding in. Okay, a trust building system that you create where you speak to your audience even when you're not online. This becomes seamless. You can automate it. And it feels personal and warm and real and not like an AI bot. Okay, this is where you get to turn your followers into loyal, excited customers. And then you have your profit playlist. This is where we take all the foundational pieces, okay, and you put them in working order. It's like a well-oiled machine. And then you can automate key parts of your business with ease, saves you time, saves you energy, and also sets you up for consistent, sustainable income that you can scale later on. And last but not least, this is the business backbone blueprint. And this was added as a bonus, but this is where you get to have this professional foundation to support your real growth. Okay, from tech to tools to behind the scenes setup, literally walking you through how to set up all your tech. You're going to finally be like, oh my gosh, this is what the CEO of my business feels like, right? And you're not just someone now with a dream or a to-do list. This is where your business goes from concept to legit. Pretty freaking powerful. This, my friends, is Pop, Lock, and Profit. 8 weeks to go from business idea to launch and automate. And just like I teach you to do, I've got some serious bonuses that will make this a no-brainer for you. For the people who are asking about examples of bonuses, are you ready? Are you ready? Your business validation fast track. This is basically a mini course that teaches you how to validate your business in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, and this is where it removes the fear of wasting time. Easy peasy. Then we have swipe files and templates. These are ready to use templates for emails, outreach for your market, customer feedback scripts, so you know exactly what to say when collecting evidence or taking surveys. Momentum map is a step-by-step printable, you can check it off action plan that outlines what you do daily, weekly, and monthly. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, sorry. Then you get lifetime access to all the course and updates. So Anytime I ever go in and add an extra module or do an extra training, you're always going to have access to that, which removes the pressure to complete the program quickly, right? And really adds value over time, because we all know things change, social media changes. This gives you the opportunity to have all of that at your fingertips all the time. Then I automate your business in 7 days. This is basically a step-by-step, setting up email, opt-in funnels, domain purchasing, connecting it to email, all of these simple tools ready for you. Okay. This is where you get to work smarter, not harder, and you get to build a business that fits your life. The last thing we have in here, well, 2 things. You have a quick start guide to social media marketing. I cannot tell you how many people are like, but I just don't know what to post. Cool, I got you. Here is a very short course and guide covering how to attract your first customers through social media. Okay. Marketing does not have to be hard. Once we understand our demographic, knowing what to post and how to show up is very simple. So we walk you through that. And then last but not least, you have access to a private community where you've got a members only group for networking, sharing wins, and getting ongoing support. You have access to me, you have access to asking questions and getting community feedback. Not to mention, you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people, right? Okay. Here's what I want you to remember, because I think this is important. I am not special. I am not special. I didn't have an extra advantage. I started right where you probably are, where I was curious, but I had no idea where or how to start. And I had tried so many things and failed so many times. And I say fail in air quotes because I don't believe in failing. I think everything's a lesson. But I tried and failed a lot of things, okay? All I had was an extreme case of the I will not give up-itis. It was strong, okay? It was strong. With Pop, Lock, and Profit, you have a course available to you over 8 weeks for $497 plus all of your crazy bonuses, but only for the next 5 days. Okay, once this pre-sale ends, this course is $646. So I want to show you how you actually become a club member. Okay, what do you do? How do you get there? Ready? You go to poplockandprofit.com. Super simple. And you sign up. And then once you've checked out, you'll officially be a club member. We do the dance. We celebrate all the things, right? You'll get your first email in your inbox congratulating you on joining, which will have both your course access and your community access inside. From here, it will prompt you to set up your password and create your profile. Super simple. And then once you're logged in, this is your main page where your course and your community live. Okay. Once you click on the course, you're inside. You'll log in. You'll be able to see the entire outline of the course. You'll see the welcome message from me and a video on how to best use your time inside of Pop, Lock, and Profit. And then you'll see how each lesson walks you through in order of what to do first, next, and last. And be sure that you flow in a way that actually helps you create success. So every lesson gets unlocked as you finish the one before. And I'm curious if you actually know that you are worthy of more. Because if you do, and you're ready to create your profitable online business so that you can create that passive income for yourself and your family, this is probably why you signed up for this masterclass. And I also want to remind you that in this moment, it's totally normal, been there, done that, to feel like, I don't know where to start. I'm worried I'll waste my time. What if no one buys? I've tried before and I've failed, right? I get it. I get it. I've been there, which is why this is here for you. and I want to welcome you to Pop, Lock, and Profit. And by now, I hope you're singing the song if you know it, right? I won't dance for you. I kind of do want to. I don't want you to be jealous of my moves, though. But I just want to tell you that the guy that wrote that song messed it up. It's supposed to be Pop, Lock, and Profit. Pop, Lock, and Profit, not Pop, Lock, and Drop It, right? So I'm really excited for all of the people in this room that are ready to take their idea from concept to cash flow with Pop, Lock, and Profit. And I really want to answer some of your burning questions because I see them flying in. So let's open the floor for questions. Let me see if I can do that. Yay! Okay, Sarah, I see your question. Okay. It seems the most profitable online businesses are the ones that teach people how to sell, how to coach, how to. Oh, and that's your second question. So I work with people who start businesses every single day. And there's profit behind lots of different businesses. Do you have an idea? I'm curious. Do you have an idea for your business? Because not all profitable businesses are, or not all the most profitable online businesses are the ones that teach people how to sell, how to coach. They're not all in that business space. I mean, you could literally, okay, sure. The idea of creating a digital business is to solve a problem for someone. So no matter what problem someone has, if you can solve it, that's where your profitable idea lives, as long as people are looking for it, as long as there is a hungry audience. So if you have an idea for a business, drop it and we'll talk about it, right? Examples of high income without starting a how to help others sell or make money. That is like one area of the digital space, right? What about travel? Can you teach people how to use their credit card points? What about relationships? Can you help someone be a better mother, a better boyfriend, a better spouse? Sure, are there plenty of wealth examples too? You can help someone learn how to invest. You can help someone learn how to budget, pay off debt, homeschooling, gardening. I mean, the look at the amount of books in the world. Look at the amount of books in the world. People buy books every day. What's the advantage of being able to show up in the digital space and create something that helps somebody solve a problem? It is that you don't have to physically print a book. You create it once, it lives on the internet forever, or as long as you want to have it there, right? You don't have to pay every time somebody wants to buy it. When you write a book, it costs money every time to print that book. So that cuts from your profits. Anything is profitable as long as there's a hungry audience. Okay. In 8 weeks, how many coaching calls do we get? And are they one-on-one or group calls? What are the timings of those calls? Great questions. So this course is self-led. Okay, so you log in, you start day one when you want to start day one. If you only have 15 minutes a day, you do one video a day. Or you do part of a video, and then the next day you do the next part of the video. Whenever someone tells me I have time, I'm like, do you poop? Do you literally have 15 minutes in the bathroom where you could listen to one of the recordings? Do you drive anywhere? Right? Now, obviously, it's not just about taking in the information. It's also about implementing. So you've got to set up 15 minutes for you to take in the information, 15 minutes for you to implement it, put in the work. Will it take you longer than 8 weeks if you do it in 15-minute chunks? Sure. But if you can see the long-term goal of success, it doesn't matter how long it takes you, as long as you work towards creating what you want to create, right? No one's timing you. No one's being like, Gwen, you started this course 9 months ago. How are you not done yet? The only person that is making you feel like you're taking longer is yourself. Because we create these timelines for ourselves because we see other people doing things faster, right? Well, we don't know the whole story. And then we go, well, if they did it in 3 months, I should be able to do it in 3 months. If they made $10,000 in 2 weeks, I should be able to do that, right? But we don't know anything about the market, right? Sarah says, I would need to test the market, teaching leaders how to build community to increase employee or community desire to engage, retain, etc. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I guarantee you that leaders, because there's a million books on leaders. My husband's reading like 3. How to be a better leader. Easily a hungry audience for that. Easily. Let's see. I've already signed up, yay, and put out more than 2,000 for 2 other similar programs that I've just shelved because I'm unsure where to start and what to offer. And I'll be honest, I followed you for a while and I feel like I've been unfaithful by paying for these other courses. Oh, please. Listen, it's so easy to get caught up in shiny object syndrome. It's so easy to see a post on Instagram. Let's say you purchased Pop Lock and Profit, right? And you logged in, you hadn't done anything with it yet. But then on Instagram tomorrow, you see somebody being like, this is the best course. You need this course. This is the one. I promise you, you're going to make 10K tomorrow. And you're like, oh my gosh, well, I definitely need that course. And you go and you buy that course. What happens in this situation is that we allow things into our world. So I always tell my students, like, put your blinders on. And I am talking about turning off social media notifications, not having the apps on your phone, not having a ton of followers, because the more that you can do this all night long, the more distractions you're creating for yourself. So here's what I tell my people. Pick the mentor who you feel most excited by and aligned to, and go and run with that. Is it possible that we teach different things? Of course. Is it possible that both of those things are correct? Yes. There's lots of different ways to do lots of different things. There's probably 5 ways to tie your shoe. Sorry. 5 ways to tie your shoe. I might tell you to do the loop and go around and go through. Someone else might tell you to do the bunny hills. I don't know. I don't know what these terms are. But I'm just saying there's multiple ways to tie a shoe. Do they both get you the end result? Sure. I would probably just learn from the person who I felt it was easiest to learn from, right? No big deal. I have to tell you, you guys don't even know how many I spent, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking when I tell you this. 6 figures in courses, programs, mentorship, masterminds, etc., before landing in a place where I felt it was really, really good, and I finally understood how to market. Now, I could be mad about the 100K that I spent before I got here, or I could say, I obviously learned something in that process, and everything I learned I took with me to get me to where I am right now. Okay. So Rose says, as per my understanding, there's one-on-one attached to this course. Is that not the case? So inside the course, we have something called the inner circle, okay, where you can opt in for additional hand-holding. It is not one-on-one coaching as, well, let me just clarify what one-to-one coaching is. We do not sit down in a Zoom call every 2 weeks and have a Zoom call. We have a Slack app, and you can voice message me and I voice message you. You can text me, you can send me pictures, you can ask me questions. You literally have me at your fingertips during my office hours, Monday through Friday. And so most people don't utilize Inner Circle until they know they need help, right? So you can self-study and go through the course yourself. And if you run into an area where you need additional help, like you need more hand-holding, that's when Inner Circle would be appropriate. And then we work on the things that you need help with, and maybe that's it. Or maybe later on down the road, you say, you know what, I need additional help, and you can come back into the Inner Circle. Okay, so that's always available inside of the course. Yes, ma'am. Yes. my screenshots. What do I sell for $14? I have sold many digital products. What was that $14 digital product? I think that might have been my market research freebie. Not a freebie, my market research digital product. Yeah, one course only, focus, do the work. The Inner Circle is $99 a month. Most people sign up for 3 months at a time. Again, it's not a requirement, just additional. You can do 1 month, you could do 2 months, you could do 6 months, whatever you need, it is available for you. Is this course always available all year round? So it will be, but it will not always be this price. What other questions? Someone says, I don't have the money for the course. Okay. I hear you and I see you, and I've been there. And usually these kinds of conversations are more helpful one-on-one. So I welcome you to send me a DM on Instagram and we can chat. Most people who know that they want to create a life that they love, a life that they desire, are usually stuck doing something that they don't love and stuck in a life that they don't feel is the vision that they have for themselves. And most people who want to build a business online don't do it because they have the money. They do it because they want to create the income, right? And there have been many times where I have invested. There have been multiple times where I didn't have full-on cash that I was investing in things. But when I spoke with my husband about the opportunities and we decided together, because I wanted to include him in the purchase options, we decided together with what was inside this opportunity, that I was looking at purchasing, that it was in my best interest, then we figured out how to make it work. And that was me. Okay, that's me and my life and where I was. And so I encourage everyone to make the decision based on where you are and what you need. But it's never, I have all this money, let me go take this course so that I can learn how to create my own income. It's always like, I don't like where I am and I am having my I'm done moment. And when you're at your I'm done moment, you know you're ready and you make it happen. And I think everyone is different, right? Inner Circle is a version of coaching inside of the course. So let's say you're going through its self-study, you walk through, you're in module 1, module 2, you come up against a module that maybe you need additional hand-holding with. This is a personal text chat with me that you have access to me during my office hours, Monday through Friday, where you can ask me questions, ask for clarification, we talk things out. Wherever you are feeling stuck or needing help, this is where I get to additional handhold you and walk you through those areas. And that's always available inside of the course. Is there an additional cost for setting up the automation or for other tools? So when you create a digital business, you're going to need some tools like email and probably a landing page, those two things, and a domain. Those are pretty inexpensive. But yes, you will need a platform. Okay, so for example, there are platforms, and we talk about this inside the course, and I give you a couple of examples. There are platforms that do all those things together. There are one-off platforms. There are free versions of platforms. So you need some sort of system when you get to that point. In order to be able to send out emails to your people, you'll need social media most likely, which is free. And there are parts of your business that you will not set up on automation until everything is flowing. So that comes later on down the line once you've gotten through most of the course. Yeah, you have to have a strong why. What other questions did I miss? Let me come back to the top here. So while the course is set up for you to go through 8 weeks, you certainly don't have to, right? You can flow at your own pace, which is the lovely thing about self-study. Doable working full-time? Absolutely. That's how I started. Like I said, if you can find 15 minutes in your day, actually, let me take that back. You will never find more time in your day, but will you create it? There are so many things that we do. If you scroll this app for 15 minutes in your day, well, you can definitely stop doing that and start implementing instead, right? You can get up at 4 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock and work for an hour, right? There's lots of ways where you can create the space to make sure it happens if you feel strongly enough about doing it. What if we're not computer savvy? So here's what I tell people. If you feel like, so this is a story that we tell ourselves. I'm not good at XYZ. But how does one become good at XYZ? We just have to practice, right? I didn't know how to build an opt-in page when I built my business, but I learned, which you get taught inside of the course, how to do those things. And then the more you do them, the better you get at them. Is the first one going to be perfect? No, but will it function? Yes. So who asked me about objections? You said, give me an example of using objections as bonuses. All of the questions that you guys are asking are objections, like, what if I'm not computer savvy? Cool. I have an entire video that walks you through exactly how to set up the tech side of your business. Okay. Now it doesn't matter if you're computer savvy or not because I walk you through it. So you have a video that teaches you how to do it. You can play, reverse, fast forward, rewind, watch again, right? But you have the step-by-step in front of you. So if we are humans and we can learn anything, then that will help you, right? I just want to get something set and actual launch. Yeah, that's how most people feel. So many ideas, not sure which one to run with. Cool, we'll help you narrow it down. Or is this idea even good? Let's do the market research to figure it out, right? And then you get to put it into practice. Does that make sense? What other questions do you have? Do you teach how to build a funnel in this course? Yes, that is your opt-in page to your email, to your domain. I literally get on Loom and I walk you through the process. We do it together. We buy a domain. We connect it to our software, our email software. I show you how to do that. We make sure that our emails are going out. And you learn how to build an opt-in page, which is connected to your emails. So there's that whole step there for you. This is not within Wealthy Her. Wealthy Her is my free community where I teach you some of the steps to start looking at how to build a profitable online business. This is the course that walks you through step by step. Yep. Is this course within Wealthy Her community or in school? No, it's on its own course platform. Are you referring to any specific platform like Shopify or Squarespace? I'm not sure what you mean. Referring to any specific platform? Can you clarify? And hopefully I can better answer you. Like for building the website. Yeah, you can use, I tell you about any platform. I'm not saying here you have to go to Shopify and you have to build it here. Or you have to go build something on Squarespace. No, but I do give you a couple of resources, a couple different options. And truth be told, it doesn't matter what platform you use. Let's say you want to sell, let's just say you create a digital ebook, right? It doesn't matter what platform you use to sell it on. It's going to be pretty similar across the board. The way that the digital space has gone in the past couple of years is that there are so many different softwares and so many different platforms that have a lot of the similar structure, and any platform that you choose is going to walk you through how to set it up in their space. Yeah, but you can take the general step by step and know how to do that. Okay, but every platform that you use, so let's say you decide to use Squarespace or ClickFunnels or Redirect, right? It's going to have step-by-steps for you that walk you through how to set yourself up. Does that make sense? Yeah. Is System.io still free? I believe they still have a free version. It's not my favorite platform, but you can absolutely use it. Yep, so someone said it is, but you can only build 3 funnels, which is fine, right? Like you can use the free resources available to you when you first start. Because even the ones like Systeme.io, which have a limit to the amount of contacts that you can have, you've got to start somewhere. You're not going to come out of the gate with 2,000 contacts. You're going to build yourself up from 0 to 2,000. So if the cutoff on Systeme is 2,000 contacts, and then you reach that, cool. Well, you know your business is going somewhere, so you can now upgrade to the next level, right? Which is like, I don't know if they've changed their pricing, but don't quote me. It was somewhere around $30 a month, right? Thoughts on using funnels versus building community trust on LinkedIn? That's two very different things. If you give me more insights, I can definitely help you. LinkedIn is a very specific platform with a very specific demographic. So if you're going to be on LinkedIn, there'd have to be your product would have to be specific to the people who hang out on LinkedIn, right? In theory, if we are able to follow the 8 weeks, we could potentially have a digital product ready to sell. Yep. It's not that hard. I promise you, the steps are not that hard. They're not. And there's so much great walkthrough for you that make it, because the reason why I created this course is because there were other courses out there, and I had an email list of, I think 70,000 people. And a lot of them had not taken any courses, but had said that they wanted to learn how. So I asked them, I did a survey, and I said, tell me why you haven't taken a course, or why you've taken a course but not started. What's the reason why you haven't built something? And I took 250 answers and I put them in a spreadsheet, and I looked at every single reason why they hadn't started, every single reason why they hadn't taken a course, every single reason why they felt stuck, every single frustration and objection that they had. And then I created a course that solved all those things. And that's why I'm here. Because there were missing pieces in other areas of courses. And not to toot my own horn, but a lot of people tell me that I explain things in a way that makes it very easy to understand. Okay, so I knew I could take my knowledge and my skills and package them up and create the information for those of you who are here who want to build something profitable, right? That's the exact reason why I created Pop Lock and Profit. Any other questions while we are here? And then we will wrap up. Did I miss any? Yeah. A lot of times what we do is we talk ourselves out of an opportunity. We can often, how do I say it? Because I've done this, and it's like, oh, well, I know. Let's just say, for example, you're like, I know I want to build this on ClickFunnels. And Gwen didn't mention ClickFunnels once. Well, that's it. This course is not worth it. She didn't even talk about ClickFunnels, right? But what we do is we create that excuse for ourselves, because truly that's what it is. And I promise you, the mindset module will help you understand why you self-sabotage yourself if you get in there. Because we do a lot of things like we procrastinate, or we set ourselves up to fail on purpose. And it might be that we're afraid of failure, but it also might be that we're afraid of success. And once you uncover why you do those things, you can rewire your brain to not do them anymore so that you do set yourself up for success. And that's why that module is the very first module in the course, because it's important we understand our actions, because our actions are based on our beliefs. And if what we believe doesn't support our success, well, then no matter what strategy we follow, we can't get there. We have to believe first. And that's why module 1 is Rewire for Riches, because I find that is the biggest thing holding people back. It's not the tech. It's not the step-by-step. It's not the how-to. It's the mindset. Okay. Just want to say thank you for being here. Reverse engineering. Exactly. Okay, I love you guys. I am so incredibly grateful for all of you being on this call. If you do have any other questions, you guys know where to find me. You have my email. You have my social media. You can reach out to me. Maybe you're in my free community. Ask me your questions. They are open. And I cannot wait to see who, I already see someone popped in to Pop, Lock, and Profit. I cannot wait to celebrate those of you who are coming in and those of you who are starting. Okay. I love you so much. I'll catch you guys later.